Hi there, this is Carrie Mubarak at wooingnature.life, and this is the September reading for Taurus. Hi Taurus, how are you? Hope your September is going well so far. A little late getting these out, but I'm going to try to get it in before the month gets gone, okay? So you guys are winding up coming in and bringing in the caboose on the train, okay? So let's see, what do I need to tell you about? It's Virgo season. Virgo season is about organizing, rearranging, putting things in order, analyzing what's going on in your situation, either in your personal situation on the inside and on the outside. It's internal cleaning and external cleaning. It's what needs to happen, and also reorganization, organizational management. How are you managing your life, and whether or not your management of your life is going well, or whether or not it seems a little chaotic. If it does, it's time to do some Virgo oriented analysis and fine-tuning. Let's just call it that. Let's do some fine-tuning. All right, so I am reading from James R. Eads, the Light Visions Tarot, today, and this month rather, okay? When you want to reach back into the month, I highly recommend it. As you get further into the month, you might want to go back and revisit this and see where you are, see what kind of progress you've made. All right, Taurus, let's get started here with your reading. All right, so we've got a page of chalices. There's information coming in relationship to something emotional, something that you have been wanting, particularly like the ideal situation or the relationship that you ideally want. So there's some information. This information is coming in around that. And the first thing we've got is the Three of Swords in reverse, which is getting past issues, getting past heartbreak. So Taurus, it looks like you guys have been getting past some heartbreak, a difficult situation, relationship in the past that's kind of left you stranded or suspended. But it's time to move on past that, and the best way to move on past that is by forgiveness. So you got to get to a place of forgiveness. Looks like this person or the situation that you were in was draining, pulled a lot of energy from you, a lot of spiritual energy, or could also be physical energy. It just depends on how the thing turned out, right? Some people draw from you or try to draw from you spiritually or energetically, and sometimes it's just, like some basic stuff they're doing that drives you crazy, okay? All right, so we've got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse as well. So it looks like some immaturity maybe on this person's part, or not really fully understanding their purpose or their role in your space. It seemed like they didn't really know what their role was, or they didn't really know what they were supposed to be doing. And Knight of Pentacles, they really need some directives. But that's because they don't know how to see what it is that they need to do and then just do it. They don't get that. They're not quite at that place, or maybe they weren't acculturated in that way. Okay, so if they're not acculturated in that way, you can't blame them for it, but at the same time, you don't have to deal with it because you have your own picture of what it is that you want in terms of the relationship. If that situation that you were in was just draining you, and it was draining you because they weren't quite where they needed to be, or they weren't able to see it, it was kind of up to you to do the communication that needed to be done so that they would know. Now then, after you do the communication and they don't do it, well then now you can just move on, which is fine, but you got to do the communication first, and communication is really important during the month of September. Astrologically, there's a lot of planetary movement that's encouraging the communication between loved ones, family in particular. So if this person is a part of your family of choosing, then you want to think about that too. We got the special card from the Eads deck called the Orchard. The Orchard to me just says that there is a wealth of information. There's a wealth waiting for you. Hold on, let me let this phone ring. Okay, phone stopped ringing. All right, so the Orchard says that there's plenty to choose from. There is a wealth of love from which you can choose, okay? An orchard is not just one apple, one pear, one banana, whatever. It's many, 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 and you can definitely connect with that, and you also know that. And so since you know that, you don't have to put all your eggs in one basket. because why? There's a whole dozen. All right, so we got the Justice actually came in reverse when I saw it. So it seems like things are not fair. It seems like you don't, but you have a handle on it. You know, a lot of times when we think that things are not fair, it's because we think that things are out of our hands, but you can see the hand right here. It's like the snake is biting his hand, but the hand has the knife to cut the head off the snake if you need to. Okay, so you have the ability to handle the situation, Taurus, that you're dealing with, your relationships. And I get a feeling this is not just one relationship. It could be just a pattern. It may be a pattern for you. So if it is a pattern for you that you know, find the same situation happening over and over again, this is in your hands now. So it's not that somebody is like doing you wrong. It's just like I said, this person doesn't know. They didn't know what their position was, and they didn't know what their role was. And so you would have had to have told them that. But if you don't want to tell people, like if you want them to be bright enough to figure it out on their own, it's okay to move on. That's fine if you need to. You may be looking for a King of Wands person, someone with a little more confidence, someone who knows their power, someone who has the ability to kind of make things happen for themselves, and you don't have to tell them. So that may be a part of your orchard experience, right? Is to call on these kinds of energies as opposed to others. No judgment. It's definitely no judgment here about the situation. It was kind of an in-out situation anyway. Probably more of a learning experience for the Knight of Pentacles than it was for you. But what you did get out of it is that, guess what? You know, maybe some communication is in order. Like being able to spell it out for people if you need to spell it out for people, if it's that important. And if it's not that important, by all means, don't worry about it. Again, I've got the Eight of Chalices in reverse, which says don't spend a lot of time on this. It's not necessary for you to go deep on this, you know, relationship or whatever. It was just something that needed some nurturing, or needed some kind of, needed a different kind of nurturing than maybe you could have given them. That's it. Is there anything else that we need to know about this situation for Taurus? Anything we need to know about this situation for Taurus? So, like, yeah, don't beat yourself up about it. I don't want you to lose sight of your ideal, like your ideal mate. Okay? I don't want you to lose sight of your ideal mate. And I don't want you to lose sight of the fact that there's, like, plenty more where this person came from. But I also don't want you to lose sight that, you know, you have the power to make the changes in a relationship that you need to, and the power is really in the tongue. Power of life and death is in the tongue, is what they say. So, anything else that Taurus needs to know in relationship to this relationship? We got the Ten of Chalices in reverse. And then we also have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So yeah, I'm getting that, like, this person was difficult for you to be able to work with them. It would have been difficult for you to be able to work with them. Like, you know, it was cute and everything. But in the long run, you would not be able to build with this person. Especially if you can't communicate with them what it is that you really want. Or that you need. Or they can't hear it, one or the other. So it could be that you were communicating and they weren't able to catch on. But either way it goes, it doesn't matter. Again, no judgment. Yeah, Page of Pentacles is telling me to tell you just to move on. And also to move on. It's time to move on to the next thing. And solidify something else in your life. Okay? Time to solidify another thing in your life. Alright. That's cool. That's what's up. Sacred Rebels. I'm going to pull from the Sacred Rebels. I've been pulling for Sacred Rebels for everybody, so I'm not going to exclude you from that process at all. Sacred Rebels I like to pull out every now and again because they give some interesting insight. So I'm asking for insight for Taurus about their reading. Further insight about this reading for September for Taurus. Further insight, please, or overall insight, a word, if you will, for my Taurus friends. word for my Taurus friends for September, please. All right. Follow your own rhythm. Follow your own rhythm. Card number 5 doesn't break down at all. It goes right to the change, okay? So expect some changes in your life and expect to follow your own rhythm to get there. Deep within, you are moved by an ancient, powerful force that cannot be tamed. It is the rising pulse of your connection to the life force. You feel it in your bones, in your blood, in your heart, and in your belly. When there is something dying within, you sense it falling away, no longer needed. You sense when it is time to rest and be patiently in transition. You feel the stirring of agitation and restlessness when new life calls you to create, to act, to step forward, and to take a risk. You know that you march to your own beat, that no one else can tell you what your inner rhythms are, and that you must trust in your own timing. You can't be rushed or forced, nor can you be held back when it's time to burst forth. Life celebrates and supports the natural rise and fall of your inner rhythms. This oracle brings you the special message that you cannot miss what you are destined for, nor will you gain anything by trying to push yourself. Trust in the life cycles within, and when you feel the perfect balance between effort and surrender. That's a significant spiritual lesson, effort and surrender. Discipline and letting go. When it is time for the rhythm of rest, you will feel a natural slowing within and be drawn into contemplation and environments with more gentle, spacious, or nourishing, that are more gentle, spacious, or nourishing, and perhaps more peaceful. When the rhythm of play beats in your heart, you will reach out to others to connect, to dance, converse, sing, make music, make love, and share your wildness. You will be drawn to uplifting groups and places where you can experience a positive, energetic change. Your needs will be met in harmony with your own rhythms, and all that you will miss out on by trusting this. All that you will miss out on by trusting this is anxiety, right? What you gain is peace. Okay, so go with the rhythm, go with the flow. If the other person wasn't working out, just move on to the next person. If you told them and they didn't get it, okay, well, you missed that opportunity. Now it's time for Taurus to move on. Okay? You'll be all right. You will be all right, Taurus. All right, I think I want to read also from the Sacred Earth Oracle for you, Taurians. Yep, I want to pull another card from Sacred Earth Oracles for you. Just to give y'all some extra energy. Some extra energy toward that forgiveness space. Forgive so you can move on. Forgiveness doesn't mean that you have to put up with a whole bunch of extra stuff. It doesn't mean that you have to put up with somebody's issue, and it doesn't mean you have to judge yourself for your choices. It just means, do you, right? All right, so I've got fortitude and rediscovery. Okay, fortitude and rediscovery. So we'll read what that's about, but I'm going to tell you right now what I'm seeing just in the card itself. I'm looking at all of these totem animals. First of all, we've got the deer, which represents listening and being tuned in and being sharp and agile. We have the wolf, which represents the teacher, gentle teachings. We have the hawk here, which represents sightedness. We have the cat here, representing independence. Who else do we have down here? And then I'm looking at this heart, the key to your heart. But I'm feeling like these are all qualities that you need to develop in yourself, Taurus, in order to open up this heart message here. These are all qualities within yourself. Being sharp, being sensitive, knowing what's going on out there and being able to respond to it. being teachable, being open to learning more about somebody else, about yourself, about the connection between you and the other person. Significant as well. Your independence and your interdependency. When you're in a relationship, independence becomes really, it is a, what do you call it? It's a thin line sometimes, because we get enmeshed in another person and then we forget what we bring to the table. So it's not about independence, it's about interdependence in a relationship. And interdependence requires you to be clear about who you are, and it requires the other person to be clear about who they are, so that you know where the twain meet. Okay? When you're in a relationship, it's like a Venn diagram, and that part in the middle is where you focus. You know, the part that's just him is for him or her or them, and then the part that's for you is for you. And then where those two areas meet, that's where you meet. That's where the strength in the relationship is going to come from. It's in knowing yourself, and then connecting yourself to those energies that are going to allow you to have the strength that you need. And then here we have rediscovery. So what I'm getting is that once you get in tune with this aspect of yourself, then there's a whole new world that opens up for you, and you can approach it with the innocence of a child, with the mindset of the child, with the openness of the child. All right, so fortitude. I'm going to read fortitude to you. The spiritual meaning of fortitude is that you are dearly loved is an eternal truth, for in the grand cosmic scheme of things, love is the only thing that never changes. When all around you changes, as it most surely will, love will always be there. The fact that you are clearly loved will never change, for to love is love's will. So that's all about that love. We got you. We're clear. Rediscovery. All right, spiritual meaning of rediscovery. If you are feeling lost, confused, or you're asking what life is all about, then it may be the perfect time to consult your original self, the one you keep hidden while you grow up, and supposedly wiser around it. The sweet, loving, innocent you is not lost. Deep down, you are still that person. The original you exists outside of time, safety, and it's awaiting rediscovery. All right, so get some fortitude. Fortify yourself. Fortify yourself, Taurus. Fortify yourself with these energies. I would definitely say, if you are into the animal speaks, or if you're into the animal, the spiritual understanding of animals, which is related to the totemic principles of Native Americans, and then they're also associated with other indigenous cultures as well. They connect to animals, and then the animals give you an idea of the nature of the human being. So I would definitely look into deer energy, wolf energy, hawk energy, and the cat, or and that's a cougar there. So if cougar, that is a cougar. I'm just saying. Next person might be younger than you. I don't know. I'm just saying cougar energy or cat energy. And there's also a ferret down here, so you may want to take a look at that too. I would definitely recommend you connecting on that level. So I was saying that I would definitely connect with those animal spirits. And if you are interested in learning more, or if you're interested in learning how those animals relate to you and what they really mean, you can reach out to me. I'm at Carrie at wooingnature.life, or you can reach out to the website, wooingnature.life. And if you want to know about the animals and animal communication, you can look at the tools page. You can also connect with us on the connect page and let us know what you need. Okay? By all means, I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope you have a great September and you have a wonderful life.